I've got news for you. The Islamic State claims responsibility for an attack on a hotel in Egypt this morning in the Sinai Peninsula. The hotel was hosting judges supervising elections. Egypt state media says 4 were killed in the attack. You got more on this, Liz?
Yeah, and 12 wounded, 2 suicide bombers and a gunman. They used an explosive-laden car to just push their way into the hotel. The suicide bomber, one of them got in and detonated his vest. The attackers are killed, 12 wounded.
So we got that happening this morning. That's
right.
Fresh. That just happened virtually.
Right.
Okay. We've got the Turkey shooting down the Russian jet.
That's
We've got
right.
machine guns at airports and a worldwide travel alert for Americans going overseas this weekend.
That's right.
And we've got a meeting at the White House. Francois Hollande wants more boots on the ground from America in the Mideast. That's all happening as of right now.
That's correct.
And then there's this. Do you remember the teen who brought a clock? It resembled a bomb. He brought it to school. The president called him a hero. Well, his family is now suing for $15 million in damages. Meanwhile, the president has no comment on an American teen, Ezra Schwartz, who was murdered by terrorists in Israel. By the way, the New England Patriots paused for a moment of silence in Schwartz's honor before their game last night. Kat, what's going on here?
This is obviously disgusting, and it goes to show that the president really only gets involved when something supports his political agenda. I mean, this kid was told to put the clock away once, and then he took it out again, and then that's when he faced consequences. Now he wants $15 million. I mean, I don't like this kid.
The family's moved. The family has moved to Abu Dhabi, I think it is, or someplace in the Mideast. They've gone?
Yeah, and come on, getting murdered, a little bit bigger of a deal, Obama. Maybe talk about that. Instead of, let the clock, kid, we're done. I'm done. We're done.
The teen is killed by terrorists in Israel.
Right.
No mention from the president. The young man brings a clock to school that looks like a bomb.
Right.
They throw him out of school. The president brings him to the White House. Now he sues for $15 million.
Right, because that fits Obama's political agenda, yet teen doesn't.
I got to move on before I explode. Moving on to the 2016 race. Latest Quinnipiac poll. Here it is. From Iowa, by the way. It shows Trump on top, but Ted Cruz is right behind. Carson drops to 3rd. Rubio, the only other person in double digits. That's what we've got. That's just in from Quinnipiac. Trump at 25%, but look at Cruz coming all the way up to 23. The outsider and I'm going to call him an arch-conservative, Ted Cruz.
Underdog, yeah.
Well, at this point, but he's moving up fast.
He is moving up fast, yeah.
Any explanation for this?
Well, I think that he has a lot of appeal to people who want to see somebody stand up to the White House agenda. I mean, I don't personally agree with Ted Cruz's social policies, but, you know, when he said, you know, stop criticizing the GOP overseas, Mr. President, and come home and take us on. I mean, that, I think, was a forceful statement.
And look what Trump has been saying about the current war on terror, position of Muslims in our society. The elites hate what he's got to say, but he's still top of the polls. He's got 25% in Iowa, of all places. He's walking away with this.
Ted Cruz makes sense in Iowa because of those social issues. I don't agree with those either. Remember, Santorum won Iowa. Ted Cruz would make sense.
Okay, let me wrap all of this lot up for you. We've got a Russian jet downed by Turkey earlier today. Russia's President Putin says that's a stab in the back. There's a big deal about this shoot down. We also have machine guns. I keep saying this, but if you go out today, go to an airport, you're traveling, you'll see machine guns at American airports on this Thanksgiving week. What do you got,
Major
Liz?
tour operators in Russia now saying we will suspend any trips to Turkey. So now Russia's trying to move economically against Turkey.
We're also a few minutes from the opening bell on Wall Street.